This podcast contains strong language and adult themes from the outset.
Finding the funny. Finding the funny. With Ruth and Ange. Finding the funny.
Right, Ange, I don't have a question this week, but I do have a statement.
Right.
You have changed my life.
Right, okay. Now, is this...
I couldn't talk about this last week because it hadn't happened on the record. I couldn't talk about it. But last Monday night, I went to hang out with our good mate, Caroline Hirons.
The Hirons, yes.
If you haven't listened to the Hirons episode, go back and listen because I would say that's one of our favourites, isn't it?
The Queen.
Yeah, the Queen.
The Queen Hirons.
Anyway,
Yes.
that evening, so 2 days previous to that, I bought myself a handbag.
Right, okay, yes.
So I found a fat girl's crossbody.
Nice, well done. Good. I told you they'd be out there. You just had to search.
I found it in Next. It's lovely. It's a lovely little black crossbody number. And last Monday, I took it out with me.
Right. And this is where I have changed your life. Yes. Thank you. I thank you.
How have you not done this before?
What changed your life?
No, really pushed me on the bag thing.
I think because every time we've had this, you've been very closed off.
Yeah, I've closed myself
You've been
down.
like, I'm not
unlike me,
don't
that.
Yeah,
Unlike
big time.
me to be very
Big time.
opinionated and closed off
and
to
not
the world.
not prepared to listen to anybody else that might have some wisdom
All
to
right,
bring
don't
you.
get too fiery and nasty. Actually, last week I backed down on a lot of things.
Yeah,
in last week's episode.
Well, so why? In what way?
I was able to have my wallet in there.
Yeah.
I was able to take a phone charger with me because I checked my phone before I left and my battery was really low. And I knew that we'd be in a venue where I would have the opportunity to charge it should I need to. So I chucked a phone charger in there.
Yeah.
I had some chewing gum. I had my headphones. While I was out, I bought a small bottle of water, and that could sit nicely in there.
Yeah.
I had tissues. I had a lip balm. I took a little bit of makeup.
Yeah.
And it just sat over, just crossed body. I just remember on so many times during that evening, unzipping it and thinking, God, this is a game changer.
Yeah.
It was orgasmic. It was orgasmic.
I am so pleased, Patty, that you have grown up and become responsible for your own things in your own bag.
Honestly, I cannot stress enough how much it. And now I'm like, God, and I've left some of the stuff in there that it's just in there all the time. I just pick it up to go out and not constantly thinking, where's my cash card? Where's this? Where's that? Honestly, Ange, you have changed my life.
Well, I am so pleased I've been able to be part of this journey for you.
So that is...
Congrats on
If you don't know what we're talking about, go back and listen to one of the previous episodes. Ange talks about shitting tits and people that don't carry a bag, which was me up until this moment.
Till a week ago, basically.
Basically, you've been on a journey with us. You've been on an emotional journey with me around bags.
Bloody amazing, Patty. I am so pleased for you.
So no question, just a lot of praise this week. Top of the show.
Wonderful.
Top of the show.
Now, before we move on, we do need to just talk about this morning. Because so we were on Radio X with Chris Moyles this morning. We did a little bit on his show, which was actually really good fun. We had a great time. And
there will be a bonus episode coming on Friday, which will be our full interview with none other than Christopher Moyles and Dominic Byrne. And so, if you didn't hear it today in real time, and you can't perhaps find it on the Global Player app, or obviously you can listen to Chris every morning. But if you can't find it, don't worry, it's coming on Friday. That interview will be dropped on Friday as an extra bonus.
But pre us actually getting on, so Patty came and stayed at my house Sunday night because we wanted to be together to do this little interview with them.
Yeah, I'm going to let you speak and then I'm going to give my version of events. So let's do this way, where you tell your story and then I'll give my version.
So it's all being done on the old Zoomerangs.
Yeah.
So I'm prepping everything. I'm making sure our mics are on, the laptop's on, we've got it at a good height, all that shiz. And we go to the email with the link for the Zoomerang. We click on the Zoomerang, and it takes a long time to actually load. And then it's not really doing anything at all. And it's saying, you're in the waiting room. We're like, well, maybe we're not in the waiting room. Anyway, we're supposed to be on at 8:25, or we're supposed to log on at 8:25. This is now like 8:28, and we're not even in the Zoomerang. Patty goes into serious panic mode.
This is the point where I interject, right? So Ange, I'm like, right, we should have been talking to this producer at 8:25. Ange starts going, well, they might be running late their end. Not the problem. Not the point. We've been invited on as a guest on a show that has hundreds of thousands, maybe even, I don't know, millions. I don't know what Moyles gets, but it will be a high number of listeners every morning. Whether they're running late or not is irrelevant. So Ange is just dicking around with the laptop. And by dicking around, I mean, like, hang on, stop. I gave you the permission to speak. Please afford me the same respect. Swirling the arrow around, going, I just don't know why. She's never done this before. And I'm going, right, we need to find another laptop, Ange. This obviously isn't going to work. Well, I just don't know why it's not. I don't know why it's not working. Okay, cool. It's now 8:29. We're supposed to be ready to go in 1 minute. And Ange's like, well, I don't know how to use Joel's laptop, so I don't know if that's even going to work.
Exactly. So
we could have asked Joel.
Yeah, but you're getting all in a panic pants. You were getting so panicky.
Well, yeah, you weren't bothered at all.
Well, no, because I knew it would work. I knew it would be fine.
Did you?
Yes, I did.
Did you?
Yes.
Did you? Well,
it was just comedy moments with Patty.
And then anyway, Ange tried to talk me round of it, and I wasn't having any of it. So I was sat stern-faced, just staring straight ahead. She's looking at me, laughing like this, and I'm like, "Hold it together, don't laugh." And then I close my eyes, and the bit that gets me is Ange goes, "What are you doing?" I close my eyes. Ange goes, "What are you doing?" And I just shook my head, and she went, "Are you meditating?" That was it. I just went, yep. And then that was it. I just then started to laugh. But then what happened was we got into the room, we were talking to the producer. Yeah. The producer said, we're going to play this track, then you're on, gave us the thumbs up, and then Zoom kicked us out.
Can you imagine? Panic Pants Patty.
Yeah,
Triple P.
Triple P.
Panic Pants Patty.
But
that's your fault. That's your fault. That's because you got back on.
We got back on. We talked to Moyles. It was a really fun interview.
Yeah, it was.
We had loads of fun, and we're so grateful. And Chris Moyles and Dominic Burns agreed to come on the podcast.
Yeah.
So watch this space.
Yes. We will get them on, guys.
You're not going anywhere, Moyles. You've said yes. It's been recorded.
It.
You are getting on.
Oh, shitting tits. No, you're not. Yeah.
Anyway, yeah, you can obviously listen to Chris every morning, Radio X. It's a great breakfast show. And there'll be a bonus episode Friday coming with our full interview.
Yes. Urban Dictionoir. Urban Dictionoir. Urban Dictionoir. Urban Dictionoir. Right, Pat, bring me your Urban Dictionoir.
Bang Mummy.
Bang Mummy?
Bang Mummy.
Bang Mummy. Now, this could be rude. But I don't think it is rude.
Could be.
Is it like that thing of like, sort of a bit similar to MILF?
No.
Ah. Is it something to do with like a rich older woman? No. Okay.
No.
I don't know.
Do you want me to tell you?
Give me the Dictionoir.
Bang Mummy is a woman expected by a male partner to fulfill a mother-like role in supporting his needs, e.g. cooking, cleaning and soothing bad moods, but also provides sex on demand. I broke up with Daniel because I'm just being a bang mummy to him. Right now, there is a lot of fucking shit to say about this, isn't there? Isn't there? That's the best Urban Dictionoir I've ever found in my humble opinion. A bang mummy. Because I can often be a bad mummy to Matthew.
You know what? As you were reading
God, I know.
I was actually thinking, oh dear, Pats, I think you may be a bang mummy.
Oh God, I'm dying. Oh, my stomach really hurts. And I'm also getting really hot.
I think you're a bit hormonal today.
Oh my God,
You are, aren't you?
Am
Yeah.
I feel on the brink of either punching somebody square in
Yeah.
the face or bursting into
Having
tears.
a breakdown. Yeah.
Yeah, I've been having a breakdown for the last fucking 5 or 6 months, I think. But I feel like today, bang mummy.
That is absolutely brilliant.
Isn't it?
Who else do you think is a bang mummy then?
Well, you're not. You're definitely not.
I am definitely not a bang mummy.
You do. Well, I don't know. You do the cooking and the cleaning. You don't soothe Ian's bad moods. You're not maternal with Ian, but you do everything around the house.
No, I wouldn't agree with that, actually. Not everything. I mean, if I just think about this weekend we just had, Ian has sorted out the whole of our spare room.
Right.
You know, he's very good at that shit.
Ian's actually a bang daddy.
I think he might be, actually.
Ian is a bang... Ian is a bang daddy. Ian is a bang daddy. Can you imagine if me and Ian were together? We'd be constantly trying to soothe each other.
We'd be banging all the time, wouldn't
No,
you?
we wouldn't have time for that. There'd be no sex on demand. We'd just be like constantly soothing each other, make sure both of you and Matthew, you'd be like, fuck off out of my space.
No,
do you reckon there's any famous bang mummies?
Oh, I bet there's loads of bang mummies that are
do you
famous.
reckon?
Yes.
What, that are soothing all of the needs for their other halves?
Yes.
Yeah.
I bet there's loads of them.
Who are just doing everything. It's interesting, isn't it? Because I don't personally think that I could ever see bang daddy being a thing. Because there's just, I mean, men obviously can be maternal, of course, or paternal it would be, wouldn't it? But they can be, you know, they can long for children and all of that shit. But actually, when it comes to relationships, when it comes to heterosexual relationships, bang mummy, I would imagine, is much more common than a bang daddy.
Yes, I agree. Yeah.
Like, I feel like women just naturally sit in that space more.
Yeah, although I think actually Ian and I are a bit half and half. I think I can be a bit bang mummy and he can be a bit bang daddy.
Right, this is really interesting. So say for why.
Because I cook. I do all the cooking because Ian's a bit of a dick with that stuff. He doesn't like cooking. Pisses me off actually a lot of the time. So I do all of that shit. I generally do all the kind of, you know, school shit, all of that stuff. Yeah. Shopping, you know, that. Yeah. Whereas Ian he's very good at doing a lot of sorting out. He's very good at DIY. Yes. He's very hands-on.
He's proactive, isn't he?
He's very proactive. Yeah, and he's probably more likely to be more sympathetic than I am. I'm
more like, hang on. He's probably more likely. He's absolutely 100% definitely more empathetic than you are.
No, not empathetic. I can be empathetic. I'm just not very sympathetic.
Well, sympathy's shit. No one wants sympathy.
No, sometimes you do want a bit of sympathy.
Nah, you want empathy.
Yes, you
mate.
do.
You can't even do empathy, pal.
I absolutely bloody can, actually. Anyway.
You are a vanilla, not empathetic. But you're a bang mummy in a different way. You're like, I'm going to bang your head in a minute if you don't bang. If you don't stop coming to me with all your shit, I'm going to bang you square in the face.
Do you know what? I actually think I'm getting more violent as I'm getting older. I do. Do
you? I mean, you talk a lot about punching people in the face.
I do. You do. And stabbing people in the eye. I say that quite a lot.
Yeah, I mean, this is Asbo Ange. She's back.
It is.
Asbo Ange hasn't really reared her ugly head much this series 3. I mean, Asbo Ange was out a lot in series 2.
Yeah.
But series 3, she's
not been really around, has she?
No, she's been under. But yeah, I mean, you are a bang mummy in a different. In a different place. You're like, so basically you are a bang mummy in like, I'll do all the cooking and the cleaning and all the practical stuff, and that's fine, and I'll be like a mummy in that. But the bang part is cross me,
I'm gonna
get on
smash
my
your
nerves
face
too much, and I'm going to kick you in the bollock.
Yeah.
Well, look, we would love to hear from you if you feel like you've got to a point in your life where you are, just to remind you what the definition of a bang mummy is, because I actually find it hilarious. So if this is you, a woman expected by her male partner to fulfill a mother-like role in supporting his needs, cooking, cleaning and soothing bad moods, but also provides sex on demand. I broke up with Daniel because I'm just a bang mummy to him. So, if you find yourself as a bang mummy, we would love to hear from you. There's loads of ways you can get in touch. You can find us on Instagram at Finding the Funny.
Or you can find us on Facebook. Just search Finding the Funny Podcast with Ruth and Ange, I believe it's called.
Just search Finding the Funny and you'll see it there. Okay, Ange, tell us, what has been getting on your shitting tits?
Right. So this happened to me on Saturday.
This is hot off the press.
This is hot off the press. I think I've felt it before or noticed it before, but I've never brought it, but I'm bringing it.
Okay.
So the thing that is getting on my shitting tits is shops, mainly more flashy end shops.
What are you calling flashy end?
So the shop I was in on Saturday was Phoenix.
Okay, so like department store vibes, like your House of Fraser,
yes,
John Lewis,
your John Lewis, your Phoenix,
yeah.
Any of those sort of big,
your Selfridges, yeah.
So all of those sort of shops not putting prices on things.
Well, it's because it's all too expensive, mate.
Well, that just
why
pisses me off,
isn't it? Like
it's predominantly, but it's predominantly makeup and perfume.
Oh, well, that is weird.
Yes.
That is annoying. Yeah, no, that is.
I was looking for a gift for a friend and I was looking around Phoenix saying, what can I get for her? There was loads of stuff I saw.
What did you want to spend? Let's try and figure out Angie's friendship radar. What were you looking to spend? I'll be able to say what level of friendship this person is by what you tell me you were willing to spend.
So I was sort of looking to spend around sort of 30, 35.
Oh, this is a close friend.
This is a close friend.
This is, I mean, you're getting into Patty territory there.
Yes, absolutely.
Cost-wise.
Yes. Patty vibes. No, you're up there with the patties.
This is pipes. This is Patty vibes. Pipes.
So I was looking around, wandering around, and I wasn't really sure I wanted to get her, and I was looking at some makeup, and that's when it dawned on me. I'm like, what? So I picked up this lipstick, right? And I'm like, I'm going to have to ask
lipstick was
now. It was a Charlotte Tilbury. I don't know.
£26.
So why do they not just put £26? Like, they could put a thing just across all lipsticks, £26.
Yeah, I think some of her. I think there are others that are more expensive though.
Well, fine. So have them in separate places.
Right.
But the fact that you have to go and say, "Oh, sorry, can you just tell me how much this is?" And because you know
feel like
they're
a
going
bit
to be
of a
expensive,
twat, don't you?
Well, I ended up saying to this woman, "Could you just tell me how much this is?" So she looks at it, she goes, "Oh, that's actually £35." So I'm like, "Well, actually, that's probably that's the top end of my budget." I didn't really want to go to 35.
a lipstick doesn't look like a lot, does it?
No.
Charlotte Tilbury or not, they open it, they're like, oh, right, you must have spent like 15 quid on that.
Yeah, you probably spent a fiver.
Yeah. You've actually scooped out a Rimmel lipstick and put it in a Charlotte Tilbury packaging. You've actually spent hours this afternoon making a £4.50 Rimmel lipstick look good.
But it was also across, like, Phoenix is quite a sort of... I like Phoenix as a store, actually. I do like it, but it is very high end and everything.
Oh, she's a top one. Phoenix, she's a top one, darling.
Has no price. Yeah. So you've got to go and ask.
That is because things are too expensive. But I always think with things like that, when you're looking for a gift, like if you're just mindlessly brising. That's the word I was thinking for. Brising. If you're just brising, you don't really. You're like, oh, that lamp's nice. I'm not going to buy it. I don't. But when you have to keep going up, you feel like such a twat. Excuse me. I like doing that in the pound shop. I like constantly going. I actually did that once. There was actually a funny sketch on TV, and I actually did it once in a pound shop. Just kept going up to the guy and going, "Excuse me, there isn't a price on this. Can you tell me how much it is? It's a pound. Everything's a pound. Everything's a pound. Oh, right, okay. And then I'd go back and I'd go, this can't be a pound. This is, no, we're called the pound.
Everything's a pound.
The pound shop, everything's a pound. So, I think it's confusing when you're in the pound shop at how much stuff costs. Yeah. But I feel like when you have to keep going back up, I know I've just asked you. Sorry, Lisa. I know I've just asked you how much this is, but could you tell me how much this blusher is? And they go, it's £50. And you're like, £50 for a blusher? Thanks. I'll not be getting that. Thanks, Lisa. I'll be back. Is there anything here that's under a tenner? Because if not, I'm in the wrong section.
If not, I'll be going to Boots.
Yeah, I'll be looking for a Rimmel lipstick.
I mean, my exact thing was, I was looking at all the Tom Ford perfumes.
Oh God, I
bloody love
Ford,
them.
Though. Yeah.
And I was trying to figure out which one there was this one that I found, which I was like, that is the one I want to get.
Yeah.
I think it was called Noir de Noir or something like that.
I think that's a shit name.
Yeah,
Noir de Noir
have shit names.
They do, don't they? We've touched on that, didn't we?
Yeah.
We touched on that. But like one of the perfumes I absolutely love by Emporio Armani, I'm looking at it right now actually in the box, it's called Because It's You.
Yeah. Fuck
what
off.
A shit name.
Because it's you.
It's you. And then they also do another one. Neck. And then they do another one that's called Because I Love You.
Again. Fuck off.
Fuck. As Caroline would say, fuck all the way off.
But yeah, I was like looking at those. Then I have to dick around Googling the shit out of the price of these things because I don't want to keep going up to
Lisa
on the Tom Ford counter saying, Lisa, can you just tell me how much this one is, please?
Noir
down to £250. Okay, fine, I'll put that back.
That one for that 50ml bottle is £250.
I mean, there were some of these Tom Ford ones, right? The little ones. I googled and found out they were £179.
God.
Then they had this freaking jar of perfume,
right?
That was about £400.
Yeah.
Why are you spending £400 on a perfume?
Yeah.
Yeah, you might go off that in 6 months. You've got this bloody jar of perfume you hate.
Sorry, I just literally leaned into my microphone.
That's always my thinking. I'm like, you're going to spend £400 on a jar of perfume that's going to last you about 10 years. And in 6 months' time, you're like, actually, I don't really like that anymore. You don't get the bloody jam jar full of it then.
I mean, Noir de Noir. What is that about?
De Noir. Absolutely. He's also got one that's called Rose Prick. Yeah. Yeah, he has. Rose Prick, it's called.
Yeah. Do you know what I'd want to do with that? Is put Izza in the middle.
You could go in and
doctor it.
That's the one. Doctor it, yeah.
Doctor it. Just put an Izza in the middle and just Rose is a prick.
Izza.
Oh,
they also had, there's another one that he's called Fucking Fabulous, which I actually really like, but it smells like shit. So
hang on, talking of shit, just quickly. When we were doing this record this morning for Chris Moyles, Ange's dog was scratching at the door. We obviously both ignored her, and I can see we're both looking at her thinking,
we couldn't.
We're both thinking, fucking hell, not now, Luna, not now. Anyway, as we left, Luna had just done a massive shit
in the lounge.
The carpet in the lounge. That is fucking fabulous. And by the sounds of it, that's what fucking fabulous smells like.
Oh, honestly. I was really disappointed because I like the name of it. Yeah, if someone says to you, Ange, what are you wearing? I'm wearing fucking fabulous.
Well, actually, what you're going to have to say is I'm wearing Noir de Noir.
Yeah, and sound like an absolute prick.
Yeah.
Yeah. But some of them, there was another one of the Tom Ford ones. I can't remember now what it was called. It actually smelt like fags. It was disgusting.
For our American audience, Ange means cigarettes.
Cigarettes. It honestly, it smelt like smoke in a bottle. It was it was disgusting. And someone's going to pay 180 quid for that.
180 quid to smell like smoke.
It honestly, it was absolutely disgusting.
Well, some people like a tobacco sort of scent, don't they?
Oh,
tobacco is quite a popular scent. I think it's the cherry one of the Tom Ford one that I like.
I like that one as well. That was the other one I did spritz on, was the cherry.
Anyway, look, if you have got any weird perfumes that you wear, like Fucking Fabulous, or what was the other
Rose
one
prick.
that you said?
Rose prick.
Rose is a prick. Rose is an absolute fucking prick.
Oh, this is what I was going to say about the Fucking Fabulous, is that the perfume they had there clearly said Fucking Fabulous, and then behind it, they had like a shower gel or something where they'd blacked out fucking. Which is like,
weird.
What? You've got it there on the bottle of perfume, but you've blacked it out on the shower gel behind. Remember, because it says
weird.
Fucking.
That is weird.
Weirds.
Anyway, we'd obviously, as always, love to hear from you. You can find us on Instagram. Just search Finding the Funny.
Sorry about that. I was just getting a bit waylaid. You can also you can also find us on Facebook.
No. You just did that cussing thing. Sorry, I got a bit waylaid. You can find us. I love it when people talk through a lot. Especially with a word like find, because you can really
find us.
You can find us.
Well, you can find us on Facebook. Just search Finding the Funny Podcast.
So we had a dickish behaviour in this week from Sarah on the gram. And I think Sarah nails this, actually. I think this is a really good one.
This is a great one from Sarah. This really is.
She says, anyone in a high-vis jacket stewarding an event with a disproportionate sense of power, jog on. Now, I want to change this slightly to anyone who's got a high-vis jacket.
Oh, yeah, anyone.
Not even necessarily
an event.
It's an event.
No, anyone in a high-vis.
Or anyone who has the power to collect and use a high-vis.
Although I think specifically, I think Sarah's kind of got it right here with the event thing, because I think the stewards in the high-vises at events are obsessed with directing you. They are like, if you're in a car or you just be a pedestrian, they are in there with this way, no, stop there, that way, you know what they become
like? We've talked about this before. You know what they become like? They become like cricket umpires.
Yes, that is exactly it.
Now,
they become
cricket umpires can be dickish, can't they?
I just don't understand what they're on about.
No.
I don't really understand cricket. That, I remember seeing an umpire doing that once, right? Did that. I went, has he got 2? And then I think I was actually with Marnie. Marnie went, no, that's 6. Why is that 6?
What about that one, though?
That what? I don't.
That's a 4. That's a 4.
That's a 4. I mean, why? How the hell is that 4? See, if I saw an umpire doing that, I think, oh dear, bumpy ground. Bumpy ground. The ball has hit bumpy ground. That's what I think.
Why the fuck? What an umpire! Hang on a second. Bumpy ground, guys.
Bumpy ground. Like, look, he's whacked the ball. It's going to hit bumpy ground. That.
But that's what your high-vis stewards come like, isn't it?
Because you obviously get a lot of workmen in your high-vis. And they don't
have a disproportionate.
No,
that is true.
But yeah, I just think you give and I think predominantly stewards, they're not being paid, are they? So I think their payment is the vis. I'm being paid with the high vis, and therefore I am in charge of everything that's going on here.
Joe has just put something brilliant in the chat. It says, if you put a high-vis jacket on, you can get in anywhere. Yeah. It works. I've done it. I bet you could.
Yeah.
We should try this and film it. We should go somewhere. You and I should book to go somewhere.
It's also a bit dodgy, though, as well, isn't it? What
Yeah, actually, maybe we shouldn't do it.
Yeah, I think we should do
Yeah, maybe we shouldn't do it. Maybe we
But
shouldn't
I
do it.
think there is definitely something around. You put on a high vis,
You've
that's
got
it.
power.
You are in control of every vehicle and every pedestrian that's in sight.
I remember when we went to Jules Holland in the summer with Mum and Dad, and the high visors there. There was one guy. He was literally like giving it all of this.
Yeah,
all
that's
of
what
this,
I mean.
all of
They
this.
do all of
Our,
that.
our car came up and he went like that.
Yeah.
And he was letting the other cars go. He was giving me a very firm sit.
You stay there. Yeah.
Yeah.
Also,
then,
they like to get the old Cubs and Scouts and stuff.
Oh yeah.
In that,
but this guy, when I was parking my vehicle, he was like, come.
Yeah.
Come,
yeah.
come.
They love that.
Yeah. I was like, okay. And I stopped, and he went, no, come on.
Get a bloody tank through here, love. Come on.
Then stop.
Do not move anymore. Get out of your vehicle.
And it does give them, it is a disproportionate sense of power, isn't it? I think
and I do think it is the viz.
At events, the ability to feel like you're basically, I don't know, the queen.
You are in charge.
I think I think it is that disproportionate. You think you're Her Royal Highness herself.
Yeah. Have you ever worn a high vis?
I don't think I have.
No. I'm actually really keen now to get one.
I think I might just start.
I might start
if I'm going to continue. Yeah, that's what I was going to say. If I'm going to continue to be the bang mummy that I am, I would like to have a disproportionate sense of power as I do that. And I'll be like flagging Matthew into the kitchen. Come, stop.
You could also be very. You could also make it sort of sexual.
We could do sexy vibes.
You could be naked apart from the viz.
And I could be directing him during sex.
Faster. Slow it. Okay, Matthew, just stop for a minute. Stop. Okay,
and
slowly,
go.
Slowly build it. Go. Yes. Go on, Matthew, go. Yes.
Oh my God.
Yeah, that is a whole other viz power in the bedroom, isn't it?
That is like viz-tastic.
I'm gonna get one.
Oh yeah.
You're gonna get a high viz, yeah.
I'd also like to use it for like when Matthew's coming to get his dinner from the kitchen as well. That could be wait
like
at the
dinner
door.
lady.
Yeah, wait. Well, I'd have to have a tabard for that, wouldn't I?
Tabards.
Maybe I could get a high vis tabard.
Yes.
Cross all of it.
Actually, do you know what? We could do some merch.
High vis tabards.
High vis tabards.
Yeah. For your bang mummy needs. Meeting all of your bang mummy needs.
You could just say bang mummy on it.
Bang.
Just across the breast. Bang mummy.
Don't go there section this weekend. Firstly, we had a question, didn't we? Well, you had a question from somebody.
Yes. Very good question, actually, and one that I'd kind of not really ever thought of. I think because I know a lot of people who've had therapy, yourself and friends and things. But the question we had in was from someone that we will keep anonymous, but she just asked the question, where do I start if I want to find a therapist?
Yeah.
And I suppose I don't really know the answer to that because I've always had you or other people to go to kind of ask that question. So I think really, Paz, you're probably the best placed person to answer that question, I think.
Yeah, so I would say, firstly, if there is anyone, if you're happy to talk to other people about the fact that you're going to therapy and you get a recommendation, that can often be the nicest way. Because I think sometimes you can perhaps just feel a bit more confident, or like, you know, if somebody else has seen that therapist, they still might not be the right one for you, but there's a certain comfort, isn't there, that somebody has seen them and it's perhaps been a successful process. Yeah. But there is a counselling directory online, and that would be the place that I would tell people to start. Right. And on that, you can see everybody that is accredited in the country, in your region, wherever it is that you live. And to be listed on the counselling directory, you obviously have to be registered vetted. You have to have your own clinical supervision. You have to be a registered practicing therapist. So it's very safe. You know that the list of, and then it would just be a case, I think, of, if you want a specific therapy. So I did EMDR last year, and I'd sort of read a little bit about EMDR for trauma. And I Googled EMDR therapists and then the counselling directory came up, and I looked on there and I found someone that was local to me, who happened to be Kate, who I still see. And then it's just a case of, getting in touch with them, seeing what availability they've got, finding out what their costing is. And then, like Ange did this last week just gone, most therapists will offer you a perhaps half an hour, either over the phone, or it might be virtual, or it might be face-to-face, depending on, availability. They'll offer you the opportunity to have a sort of consultation, really. It's that sort of a place that you can start. The other thing is Mind are brilliant as a sort of overarching mental health charity. They are absolutely exceptional in sort of finding what type of therapy you might need, or what it is you're looking for. They've got loads of resources on there. They've got brilliant videos that can help you to start to think about if there's a specific type of therapy that you need. And also the other place that you can go to, I mean, you would have a relatively long waiting list because it would be NHS therapy, but I don't want to sort of assume that everybody can afford to have private therapy. Your GP is a really good place to start. And actually Mind often will have helplines that you can call, that you can speak to while you're waiting or on a waiting list to start your own sort of one-to-one therapy. So obviously GPs are a fount of knowledge, and they may even know private therapists in the area as well. So a chat, probably it would be over the phone at the moment, but a chat with your GP is often also a really, really good place to start. So they would be the places that I would say
to start.
Are the best places to sort of have a look. And don't forget, your GP has a huge amount of knowledge about a huge amount of things. And I think, obviously, Andrew, when we talked about what happened to you over the summer of last year, the GP was absolutely your starting point. In terms of
definitely
figuring out if there was some underlying mental health need at the moment. And so don't rule that out. Even if you go on to find a private therapist, GPs can be a good place to take it to in the early stage, while you're perhaps figuring out what you need, really, I suppose, as well. GPs are really good for that. So
I think as well, if you are feeling particularly low, depressed, and that's definitely where I was in the summer, I think sometimes you do need, or you might need, a bit of sort of medication to help that initially, and then you go and sort of look at maybe okay, well, is there some kind of more work I can do on myself as far as therapy or counselling goes. And that's definitely how it's been for me. I think if someone said to me back in the summer, oh, Ange, you just need to go and get some therapy, I actually don't think I could have done it then. No, I really don't. I think I was not in a, my head wasn't
that's
in
a
the
very
right
good point.
My head wasn't in the right place. I was really feeling very, very low, and I definitely needed that help to kind of just settle my brain, my mind back into a good place, to feel better about myself, to feel like I was just a bit more in control of my life and the situation. So I think that definitely, like Pat says, going to your GP first, having that conversation, because it might be that actually that's the first point, and then once you're kind of a bit more, like for me, it just evened me out, it just leveled me out. I think I was so I just felt so all over the place that I just...
And you know what? I think that's a really good point, because I think there is still a very, very big negative taboo about medication, about 100%. Medicating yourself. And I just always say to people, whenever this conversation comes up, if you had tonsillitis, or you had a heart condition, or you had high blood pressure, or even things like breast cancer now, there's tablets, isn't there, that people take, and thyroid cancer and things like that. If you had something like that seriously wrong with your physical health, yourself, and a GP said to you, if you take this, you will feel and get better, you would do it. So the taboo around, you know, medication for our emotional well-being, we know that it is a chemical imbalance. We know that is what depressive episodes are, and for some people those chemical imbalances go on all of their life, and it's a continual roller coaster, and you know, they need medication forever. For other people, medication can balance it out for a bit, and you know, you perhaps spend your life coming off it, and you know, you can reduce it and then come off it altogether. But I think we've got, and you're right, I think sometimes it can feel so overwhelming that the thought of sitting with a therapist while that fog is still over you, it's absolutely impossible. It's impossible.
Definitely.
So GPs can be a really, really great starting point, even if it's just picking up the phone to your GP and saying something doesn't feel right. I don't feel okay anymore.
That absolutely was, you know, for me. I mean, I literally spoke to my doctor over the phone, and I remember like starting the conversation, just sort of saying, I just really don't feel like I'm in a good place. I mean, just like, you know, ended up crying, and you know, really sort of like kind of letting it all kind of pour out a little bit to her, which also I think was very helpful for me, because although she is my doctor and I have seen her on and off for lots of different things, she also doesn't really know me, doesn't really know my family. So it was almost like she was a really good person to just open up that little bit initially, just to kind of say, look, this is what's going on, this is how I'm feeling. And she was absolutely brilliant. And I think for me, I really wanted to speak to a woman GP. I don't know why. I think I just felt more comfortable to be able to say how I was feeling to a woman than I might have done to a male doctor. So I think, again, if there are things like that just would help you to feel more comfortable in having those conversations with your GP. You know, I just said, look, I'd really like to speak to a female doctor. And she said, oh, yeah, that's fine. We'll arrange for her to give you a call. So I think just be really specific with the things that you know are going to help you have those conversations with people. And then, obviously, Pats has given some great places to kind of find some therapists local to you that, you know, would be able to help you as and when you feel you're able to do that. And like for me, this is, you know, this was like back in, you know, really I started not feeling great sort of back in May, June time, and only just now in November am I at a place where I'm actually feeling like I can actually speak to somebody, and I want to. I think that's a big thing for me, is actually
it's a big thing for everyone. Definitely, you've got to want to do it. You've got to want to start this journey.
Be in that place and go,
So how did it go on Wednesday when you met with with somebody who you were thinking about starting therapy with?
Yes. So I met with this lady called Liz. And it was just my half an hour just going to meet, and it's I actually went to meet her at her little space that she uses. And I think I get a good feeling about people fairly quickly. I'm quite good at sort of figuring people out quite quick, or noticing how I feel around certain people. And I honestly can say, from the minute I sort of stepped in her room, I felt like I really felt quite comfortable with her. I liked her. I liked the way she was. And we just sat and had this sort of 30-minute conversation. I sort of came to her with a bit of, you know, why I'm in the place I am now, and maybe what's brought me here. She told me a bit about sort of how she works and how she likes to sort of do therapy with people. And I just felt very quickly like, yes, you are somebody I know I could absolutely talk to. Amazing. So I have my first proper session on Wednesday.
Oh my God, I'm so excited for you. That's so cool.
I've booked in, so I've got an hour every Wednesday for the next 4 weeks, basically. And then and that was another thing I liked about her. She was very much like, let's put a 4 in, and then we'll see where you're at, where you are, how you feel, if you want to put some more in, if you don't. So, and it was also things like, I said to her, you know, when I come next Wednesday, do I need to come like prepared with stuff I want to talk about, or, you know, because again, it's just, I don't know. I don't know how that stuff works or what I'm supposed to do.
Yeah.
And she said, if there are specific things or a specific thing you definitely want to talk to me about and you want me to sort of help you navigate that, then yes, by all means, come with it. If it's more that, because that was one of the first things she said to me, what do you want out of this?
Yes.
Why are you here? And I sort of said, I actually don't really know. I just feel like I need to do this. I need to sort of have a bit of space in my life where I talk to someone who doesn't know me and doesn't know my situation. And so I think because I'd been quite open about the fact that I wasn't really sure what I wanted, or there was no specific thing, she just said to me, Andrea, just come next week. I will ask you some questions. I want to talk to you. I want to find out a bit more about you and your childhood and your upbringing and your life now. And she said, from that, quite often we will get other things that we
and
we
you
want
know
to talk about. she will direct if she is a experienced therapist. She will direct your space. She will know, and that's the thing. You know, the amazing thing about therapy is that the attachment that you create with your therapist. You know, they keep an eye on the time. They will help to make. You know, you bring the stuff, but they will direct some of the space through their very open questions that they ask you. You know, it's very rare that therapists will give you advice, but they'll ask you questions like, you know, my therapist was asking me questions that I'd never even thought of on Saturday. Like, she was asking really big questions of me about what life choices I wanted to make and you know what my thought processes were. And that's her. I'm the crying one. I'm the one that's saying this is how I feel, and she is helping me to navigate and to weave through, like, well, what do you want your life to look like? What are the things that you want to stick around, and what are the things that you want to change? So I just think it's really exciting, Ange. This is a really exciting start of the process. I'm really looking forward to it. I'm a little bit apprehensive too, but I think that's kind of expected. So yes,
anyway,
watch this space.
Finding the funny.
The end of another episode.
Yes.
Thank you as always for listening. You can find us on Instagram, just search Finding the Funny.
You can also find us on Facebook, just search Finding the Funny Podcast.
But we will be here next week, as always, helping you to find more of the funny.